So, dann spielen wir heute doch mal Sherlock Holmes. Ja, ich möchte ein neues Spiel starten. So, auf geht's.
Holmes!
Okay,
Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad.
okay, der ist wirklich irre.
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Okay. Also. Gucken wir mal an. Sherlock Holmes. Auf geht's. Unser erster Fall als Sherlock Holmes. Mal gucken, wie es ist mit Maus und Tastatur. Weil eigentlich ist es ja fürs Gamepad ausgelegt und dieses Flackern hier. Ja, schon sehr interessant. Was haben wir hier? Analysetisch.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Ja. Sieht hier aus. Also... Ne?
This is where I keep my post.
Ja, genau. Mit einem Brieföffner erstmal...
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Ja.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Hat sie jetzt nicht ganz unrecht. Ich meine, ne? Holmes hat hier erstmal mit einer Knarre rumgeballert. Ja, in seinem eigenen Wohnzimmer.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Ja.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful. I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here.
Ah, ja, er wollte sich ja erst umziehen. Das ist Watsons Zimmer. Hm? Gehen wir zum Kleiderschrank. Können wir den Herrn auch noch schminken? Ich bann die jetzt nicht weg. Habe ich jetzt gar keine Lust zu. Ja, das können wir so lassen. Wir sind umgezogen. Nächste Cutscene. Ah ne, doch keine Cutscene. War nur die Kamera so. Ist hier noch irgendwas Interessantes? Wir benutzen können wir nichts. Noch irgendwas? Oh. So, jetzt können wir los. Im Notizbuch ist bis jetzt nichts verzeichnet. Der Mordtitel für Carrie, den dort oder. Da.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Interessant.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Gepflegter Garten. Ich meine, das sagt das mal nichts aus.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream, but I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Okay, er hat getrunken, rumgeschrien und sie hat keine hohe Meinung von ihm. Das ist ja auch ein ziemlich großes Indiz.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Okay, also er ist für die ganze Gartenarbeit verantwortlich. So, doch mal. Also mir fällt jetzt persönlich nichts auf. Einen Rosenkranz hat sie. Garten. Das sollen Gartenhandschuhe sein. Okay.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. Was haben wir denn hier? Okay. Bisschen was wissen wir. Und schauen wir uns noch mal ein bisschen um. Wäsche hier wird es nichts haben.
Mr. Holmes?
Okay. Okay, hier ist die Map zu Ende.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
So, dann schauen wir doch mal so ein bisschen oben. Abdrücke. Okay.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Gegenstand benötigt, okay. Hier hinten und das. Auch nichts wirklich Spannendes. Gehen wir mal ins Häuschen rein.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper
Gestern,
with
also der hängt da
evidence.
seit gestern.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see. these scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Tja. Schauen wir doch mal rein. In die gute Hütte.
What a terrible way to die.
Haben wir hier schon.
The
Was war
tooth
denn?
of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Die stehen auf Podesten.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Mhm. Und hin. Ja, da fehlt was. Auf jeden Fall. Logbücher.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Aha. Schauen wir uns mal später an.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Okay. Größe 8.
Old navigation instruments. Nothing interesting.
Die Schuhe sind auf jeden Fall interessant, weil die kann man nämlich abgleichen mit den Abdrücken von draußen. Aber gucken wir uns an den Tisch an.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Okay. Okay. Oder vielleicht komplett anders herum. Aha. Auch nicht so ganz. Ich sehe da ein Schiff. Irgendwie macht so rum halt am meisten Sinn. Okay, wir nehmen das mal alles zur Seite. Versuchen mal das Schiff zusammenzusetzen. Vielleicht ist das ja ein bisschen einfacher. Jetzt nehmen wir das hier runter. Das hier dran. Ist denn das schon richtig, oder? Ich würde sagen, das ist fast das Schiff, ne? Eigentlich ist es ein Schiff, aber noch nicht so ganz. Also. Passt das unten wieder nicht so richtig.
Yes. This is a coarse tobacco, quite
Ah,
strong
wir haben's
and
geschafft.
very popular among sailors.
Zwei Gläser.
Someone drank from this glass recently. Someone drank from this glass recently.
Sind zwei Gläser da.
A sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Okay. Irgendwas, bevor wir zur Leiche gehen.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. Harpoons for hunting whales.
Mhm. Okay. Oben. Das haben wir jetzt. Dann untersuchen wir doch mal den Toten.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Was haben wir denn hier? Ein Notizbuch.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Was steht denn da drin? Ui, was haben wir? Ui, scheiße.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
B. Nee. Da setzen wir noch nichts zusammen. Das ist nämlich eine Sache, die ich unglaublich gut finde an den neueren Teilen, dass du Beweise zusammensetzen kannst. Und ich habe aber noch nicht alles gefunden an ihm. Was gäbe es noch?
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Das ist jetzt halt eine Erkenntnis. Okay. Gibt's halt noch andere Menschen. Da könnte ich jetzt aber mal abgleichen.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Okay, also jemand mit größeren Füßen als das Opfer ist durch diesen Garten gelaufen.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Ich möchte die Dame nochmal ansprechen. Hier war jemand. War definitiv jemand. So, junge Dame.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Hm.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
Ja, und da sind sie nicht mehr. Okay. Was für Optionen habe ich jetzt? Können wir denn hier was... Die fehlende Blechkiste? Ja. Ja. Einbruchsversuch. Kombinieren mit der fehlenden Blechkiste. Hä? Moment, ich verstehe das System gerade noch nicht so ganz. Also, hier den Einbruchsversuch. Hier eine Blechkiste. Kann ich nicht kombinieren. Hier. Gärtner. Moment, mal kurz Hilfe. Hier passt also nicht zusammen. Der Carry raucht nicht. Einbruchsversuch passt ja auch nicht damit zusammen. Das Notizbuch passt. Stopp. Ja, das ist eine...
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Weg zum Auflaufen. Wo wäre ein gutes Versteck? Das habe ich auch noch. Also in manchen Spielsituationen ist es einfach. Manchmal ist es wirklich merkwürdig, dass eine Hütte, wo niemand drin ist, lassen die einfach mal so eine Gaslampe brennen.
Well,
Devil.
Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oh, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha. So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Tja. Was sagt das Notizbuch? Gutes Versteck. Was ist denn ein gutes Versteck?
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Ja. Das ist super. Das sieht wirklich perfekt aus. Jetzt bin ich mal gespannt. Wer kommt heute Nacht?
Did you hear that?
Wer taucht heute Nacht hier auf? Kleiner
There's
Junge.
someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Okay. Ganz entspannt.
Mr. Holmes.
Mr. O.
Wir gucken einfach hier mal ganz gemütlich
All right, my
rein.
fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But
in light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Also ja, der hat irgendwas damit zu tun, aber jetzt sind wir mal ganz ehrlich, dieser kleine Milchbubi, wie soll denn der diesen ausgewachsenen, kräftigen Mann aufspießen? Das ist also, ich glaube es jetzt nicht wirklich. Guten Tag.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
So. Schauen wir mal durch. Mitarbeiterraum. Evidence Room, genau. Perfekt.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Ah.
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Ja, das ist die Frage. Ja. Dawson to my friend and partner. Huh?
And partner, 1883. To my friend, from R. Dawson. Dawson.
Okay.
I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer. A handkerchief with the initials JHN. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Also die Initialien auf dem Notizbuch und auf dem Taschentuch sind gleich. Das ist schon mal eine Hilfe. Und die passen auch zu den Verdächtigen.
Locked.
So.
Mr. Holmes?
So. Dann, mein Freund. Wir
Does
fahren die
this
erstmal.
notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no, I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
Erzähl mir mal was zu dem Ring.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Dann zeig mir doch mal ein paar Sachen. Mütze. Dicken. Hey, was haben wir denn hier? Hornhaut. Okay. Also der Junge ist arm. Das ist jetzt aber nicht sehr offensichtlich. Ja. Ja. Es ist an sich teurer Stoff, aber der Junge ist rausgewachsen und es ist echt alt.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
Ja, das ist sehr gut möglich.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Tja, ist ja auch nicht umsonst
Well,
Sherlock Holmes.
I will see you soon, young man.
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
Also ich vermute, der weiß irgendwie oder hat irgendwas damit zu tun, aber er hat definitiv den Mord nicht begangen. Was mich halt ein bisschen nervt, es muss einen Gärtner geben. Ah. 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 Okay, das verstehe ich noch nicht. Ich bin da jetzt noch ein bisschen... Ne? Wir haben den Einbruchsversuch. Könnte sein. Dass der nicht raucht, macht mich noch so ein bisschen fertig.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Okay, Harpunenexperiment vorbereiten. Das muss ich im Archiv noch suchen. Also im Großen und Ganzen sollte ich mal in die Baker Street gehen. Ja. Auf jeden Fall das Experiment. Ich bin der Meinung, der Junge hat nicht direkt was mit dem Mord zu tun. Da muss es irgendwas Indirektes geben. So. Was ist denn, mein Freund?
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Well, thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Okay. Ich will aber vorher noch in das Archiv. Ah, genau. Mhm. Chemie, Gift und Toxine, Verletzungen, Kriminalität. Da. Auch so eine nette Pleite. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Der Vater von dem Jungen ging, ne?
Here it
81
is.
auf dem Schiff. Zufällig
Now I
ist.
begin to understand
Ja.
that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Ja. Also, nochmal zum Verständnis. Der Vater ging auf das Schiff. Der Tote ist ein Seemann, der genau zu dieser Zeit in dem Gebiet segelte, nämlich Richtung Norwegen. Whitechapel Metzger, okay. Das machen wir. Ja. Aber Meldungen, dass mein Stream nicht richtig gut wäre, also von der Qualität. Mal schauen. Ich will zum Metzger.
Take a harpoon with me.
Jetzt muss ich erst.
This is where I keep my post.
Okay, also muss ich erst nochmal dahin und eine Harpune holen. Mich wurmt die Sache mit dem Gärtner. Das stimmt nicht, was die Frau sagt. Das stimmt definitiv nicht. Falsches Fenster offen. So. Das weg. Es stimmt halt definitiv nicht, dass die Frau behauptet, sie hat keinen Gärtner. Jetzt ist die Leiche abtransportiert. Vielleicht finden wir jetzt noch irgendwas. Und die Logbücher wären noch interessant. Das muss ich mir noch anschauen.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Ja, das weiß ich ja.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Ja. Ich frage die Frau nochmal. Was sie denn so zu erzählen hat. Oder hat die...
Do such a thing.
So, Whitechapel. Nicht, ja. Metzger in Whitechapel. Mhm. So. Watson.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Mhm. Zum Einhalten. Halten. Und?
The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
Wieder zu früh.
Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
Ja. Okay. Es geht also.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Oh. Eieiei, was wissen wir denn jetzt? Ich glaube, ich gehe nochmal zum Scotland Yard und schock den Kleinen jetzt damit, dass ich weiß, wer sein Vater ist. Tag. Mein Guter.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Ja, also das, was ich die ganze Zeit machen will, soll ich jetzt machen. Oder kann ich jetzt von hier aus eigentlich nach Woodman's Lee und die Logbücher? Den kriegen wir. Ich sag's euch, den kriegen wir. Und es war nicht der Junge. Da wette ich mit dir. Aber wir können auch rennen. Dann rennen wir mal.
1883. That's the one I need.
Und zeig mal her.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. Log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Besatzung der Unicorn finden. Okay. Die wird mir nichts sagen können. Glaube ich mal. Wir probieren es mal. Ansonsten muss ich Richtung Archiv gehen.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
Ja, dein armer. Andererseits, wenn der Junge... Vielleicht wäre der Junge dann noch hilfreich. Weil der hat hier auch den Captain gefunden.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Okay.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Okay.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Okay. Okay. Was ist denn das noch? Da muss ich nochmal schauen.
My archive. I can always
Hier.
consult with it if needed.
Kann ich das denn hier
My
mit dem...
analysis table. It is useful for my
Schade.
work.
Hat Watson noch?
Gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have...
Ich soll schnell zum Scotland Yard kommen. Ich sag immer noch, der Junge ist es nicht. Die Crew hat das mit dem Wertpapier mitbekommen und hat ihn hops genommen, hat die Wertpapiere geklaut. Ja.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Der
Ah,
Gärtner.
yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
So. Erstmal in die Asservatenkammer. Hier im Hurley.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Well, that's in
Allow
the
me
other
to
one, come on.
introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Wieso? Ah, eine Narbe. Okay. Ei. Die Haubenmeise. Das sind Reste. Mich würde noch die Schuhgröße interessieren, mein Freund. Ja, Hände eines Gärtners. Anscheinend, du bist der Gärtner der Dame. Nee. Asservatenkammer, Asservatenkammer. Ja.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Die Stiefel werden passen.
Boots. They're a size 9.5.
9,5. Größer als das, was die voller
The
Flecken.
stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals.
Hm?
These are the suspect's belongings. A pen.
Ölfeder hat.
Nothing unusual about it.
Okay. Da wollte ich jetzt noch mal hin, ob da jetzt irgendwas möglich ist. Weil so Obduktion und so, ne? Weil er liegt nicht hier. Ah, ne. Gehen wir zur Baker Street, analysieren den Brief. Und dann, ja, mal schauen. Eigentlich bewegst du dich nur in so kleinen Popelräumchen, ne? Aber...
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction.
Okay.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Okay. Das ist das vierte, das ist... Okay. Wir fangen mal mit der blauen an. Jetzt muss ich mal überlegen. Blau. Dann 2 andere. Und das. Warte mal. Blau. Grün. Kann ich wieder blau nehmen? Jetzt muss ich orange nehmen. Den farblosen. Dann wieder orange. Und dann wieder den farblosen.
Done. Now I can proceed further.
Okay.
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery. I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Aber sie gut versteckt, wie du mich gebeten hast. Okay. Die Schuhe muss ich noch testen. Okay.
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting.
Mhm. 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 Also in dem Notizbuch stand eigentlich nur drin, ja. Da fehlt noch einer in der Rechnung. Einer fehlt noch. Der Typ. Der Typ fehlt noch. Wir schauen mal ins Scotland Yard. Nee, Blödsinn. So. Mhm. Ja. Das ist richtig. Hier eine Blechkiste. Das ergibt halt noch nichts wirklich Sinn. Aber wir brauchen den Kerl mit großer Kraft. Ich war aber hier falsch. Ich wollte erstmal zu Woodman's Lee und die Schuhe noch testen. Weil die werden hundertprozentig passen. Ich möchte jetzt nicht drauf wetten, weil kann ja auch immer noch falsch liegen, aber ich gehe davon aus. Hurleys Stiefel?
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Jetzt stelle ich sie mal zur Rede. Der Hurley ist nämlich garantiert Gärtner. Tja, Ursula, erzähl mal.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Thank you, madam.
Uschi, du lügst, aber wie gedruckt. Ah, die lügt ja sowas von. Ey, also das ist ja wirklich, also die lügt ja sowas von. Sucht.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
The second
Stiefel
pair
passen.
of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Gärtner arbeiten. Falsch. Wählen Sie die richtige Antwort aus. Ja, toll.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Ja, das ist der Brief, mein Freund.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads. But now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
Das kleine Räumchen oben bei der Ollen. Ich sag's euch, das kleine Räumchen. Das ist ein Gartenwerkzeugschuppen da hinten. Da steht ja auch der Rasenmäher davor. Apropos Rasenmäher, das muss ich jetzt nochmal gucken. Was ist das eigentlich? Ja, das ist so ein Selbstlaufender.
Locked.
So. Sag mir mal, wo der Schlüssel ist.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam.
So, dann zeig mal her.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Ist mal nix. Ein loses Brett im Boden, also. Ah, ein Schächtelchen. Na, schau doch mal einer an.
Let us see what is in this box.
Nur noch da drin. Okay. Interessante Art, Schlösser zu knacken. Ein Bündel. Bündel Briefe.
letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Mhm. Okay. Ja. Hier eine Blechkiste. Okay, kein Gärtner. Das stimmt also nicht mit dem kein Gärtner. Hm? So, junge Dame. Dann erzählen Sie doch mal, was hier wirklich los ist.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
War's auch nicht.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Was haben wir denn hier? Ja, das kommt schon hin. Was haben wir denn noch für Hinweise? Hä? Ist es nur harmlos? Nee. Es könnte ja auch ein richtiges Mordmotiv sein. Und der Typ war im Garten. Aber es sind immer noch nicht die Sachen mit den Seemännern geklärt. Gehen wir zur Baker Street. Weil die Sache mit den Seemännern, die macht mich echt noch ein bisschen fertig. So. Ja. Das ist nicht richtig. Ich gehe davon aus, dass es harmlos ist.
We found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins.
Mhm.
This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now.
Alter, ein Harpunier.
This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
Das mit dem PC habe ich jetzt gar nicht gesehen, aber ich habe das nur mit dem Harpunier
could you
gesehen.
gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Das ist schon mal eine Verbindung. Ja.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Hm? Und ganz zufällig habe ich vorhin gesehen, dass wir eine Seemannsverkleidung haben. Aufgeknöpft. Seemann. Gehen wir noch zum Schminktisch?
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
Okay. Hm?
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling on arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Okay. Okay. So ganz verstanden habe ich das noch nicht. Hörst du jetzt mal auf? Ne, hör auf. Und Angriff. Gut. Ich habe da jetzt keine Lust eigentlich zu verlieren hat.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
Eine Ohrring, ist klar. Jetzt ist kein Indiz. Kleidung, das ist richtig. Der Typ hat Kraft, auf jeden Fall. Mhm. Raucht. Und die Tätowierung habe ich jetzt nicht gecheckt, aber.
I'm ready to try again. Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Ne. Hm. Ja, ich schwitze hier mit. Das geht ja gar nicht. Muss ich mal kurz ein bisschen regenerieren. Nee. Wenn er so den Mund wieder hochzieht, dann. Scheiße. Verteidigen, verteidigen, Angriff. Kollege. Das war jetzt der falsche Knopf. Komm, noch ein Stück. Und, ne. Drück doch einfach mal zurück. Okay.
Come back later when you can use your arms again.
Mhm.
I'm ready to...
Ich würde es halt echt gern skippen. Weil ich kann nicht Arm drücken. Ich krieg das nicht hin. Oh, Scheiße.
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again. I'm ready to try again. Fine. If you want me to take all...
Ich überspringe das nochmal. Sorry, aber...
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink. You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
Und hier? Das weiß ich eigentlich alles schon lange, aber...
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
It's Peter.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell
Dann
me,
erzähl mir mal
and
die
let's have
schlimmste
another
Geschichte.
It
drink.
was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she'd foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
And who was he?
Der Banker.
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course.
Okay.
Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Okay. Was ist denn die Toilette? Toilette vielleicht hier? Hab ich doch gerade.
Here it is.
Ah, okay. Muss halt genau an der richtigen Position sein.
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, a I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Okay, das ist sein Tabakbeutel, ja. Das ist sein Tabakbeutel. Ja. Das ist eher richtig. Bringt mich alles nicht. Ah. Hurleys Motiv, Hurleys Unschuld. Ich würde jetzt behaupten, Hurley ist unschuldig. Ich möchte ja die große Kraft. Was haben wir denn noch? Wen könnte ich dazu noch befragen? Ist am Scotland Yard ja eigentlich noch der kleine Junge? Das ist eine Frage. Habe ich jetzt überhaupt noch nicht drüber nachgedacht. Wenn der Junge nämlich noch am Scotland Yard ist, dann kann ich ihn mal zu den Wertpapieren befragen. Jetzt direkt mal gucken. Weil seine Habseligkeiten liegen ja auch noch in der Asservatenkammer. Ach, da sitzt er.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong. What am I doing here?
Mr. Holmes?
I'm not saying another word.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Haben wir
How is the
vielleicht noch?
investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
Ja, das bringt mich jetzt auch nicht weiter. Aber
These are the suspect's belongings. I wonder if these are connected.
genau. So, die Abkürzung CP. Da.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Ah, stopp mal, wenn der Seemann die Wertpapiere geklaut hätte, dann wäre er doch jetzt nicht so abgebrannt in irgendeiner Spielunke. Ah. Hm? Es wäre ein Motiv. Aber dazu passt die große Kraft nicht. Und ich bin immer noch der Meinung, dass das mit Glück nicht zusammenhängt. außerdem, wenn er wirklich die, sag schon, den Mord begangen hätte, warum hat er denn nicht einfach in der Mordnacht die Sachen mitgenommen? Er war doch schon dort.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Hat die Sachen, ja, nachträglich.
Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belong to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man.
I'm not saying another word.
Wenn ich jetzt einfach das mal wechsle. Versuchen fortsetzen. Das Ding ist halt, wenn ich den Tabakbeutel als Beweis ansehe, dass er den Mord begangen hat, dann ja. Ich gucke jetzt nochmal nach Woodman's D. Was mich immer noch stört, wo sind die Wertpapiere? Jetzt muss ich die Olle nochmal fragen.
Leave me alone, please.
Ja, die Fresse. Wo sind die verdammten Wertpapiere? Das ist noch so eine Sache, die mich einfach fertig macht. Die Wertpapiere können doch nicht einfach weg sein. Der Junge ist pleite, der hat sie nicht. Und der kam ja auch nicht erfolgreich hier in den Raum rein. Kann nur der Mörder kann die Wertpapiere mitgenommen. Was jetzt aber auch keinen Sinn macht, weil ein abgebrannter Seemann, der Wertpapiere hat, hier zu Geld machen könnte. Will den Fall noch nicht abschlachen mit den Wertpapieren.
You met Patrick Cairns, the harpooner. Do you believe he's the murderer?
Jetzt eigentlich in den Teleskop zu schauen. Ui, nee, ja. Gibt bessere Sachen zu sehen.
My analysis table.
So, was haben wir denn? Ja. Ich würde jetzt auf harmloser Flirt tippen. Stopp. Halt, stopp. Er holte das. Hatte aber Motiv. Wenn das jetzt noch ein Glückswurf war. Ich sag Kraft. Ich bleib bei Kraft. Mhm. Die Frage ist halt, also die Frage ist die Sache mit dem Messer. Ja. Dafür entscheide ich mich jetzt.
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, a Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor. It was you. Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
Okay.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug.
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
Telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventrao. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible. But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
Hm. Hm. Mhm. Ja. Ja. So. Okay. Ich verstehe nicht, warum so viele den Seemann bestrafen.